When I was 12 years old, a thought hit me that has sort of haunted me to this day. Laying in bed as I'm trying to get some sleep, I began wrestling with the question of the existence of God. Tossing and turning, I remember suddenly reaching a simple epiphany. No matter how long I debate, how sure or unsure I am, either way, that literally doesn't matter. Because the fact that there is an answer to the question of does God exist is kind of insane. And we can imagine this being applied not only to the question of God, but to the question of literally anything, including beyond our human scale imaginations. Every question we wrestle with as humans, despite our debates, our conjectures, our theories, has a definitive answer. There is an answer to all of this. This insight extends far beyond that midnight wrestling with God's existence. When we wonder if consciousness is more than a biological process, if time began with the Big Bang, if other universes exist beyond our own, the principle applies universally. Reality doesn't conform to our perception. It exists independently of it. This creates a profound gap between what we experience and what actually is. Take consciousness. While each of us knows it intimately through experience, its true nature exists beyond our debates about it. When we argue about whether consciousness is important in the grand scheme of things, whether it's uniquely human or permeates the universe, or whether a rock experiences something, we're circling around realities that already exist. Beneath all of our theories and debates lie definitive answers to these questions, completely independent of whether we ever reached consensus on them. Throughout history, from heliocentrism to quantum mechanics, what we've called discoveries weren't creating new realities, but revealing what had always existed. The planets moved in elliptical orbits long before Kepler formulated his laws. Gravity functioned before Newton named it. There's always been an answer waiting to be found. My point is that in debate, we lose sight of the fact that these are not only imaginations in our head, but actual realities, as real as you watching this YouTube video right now. When we argue about consciousness or quantum physics or the origin of the universe or whatever else, it's easy to treat these as abstract mental exercises. But they're not just concepts. They refer to actual facts about existence that are as concrete and definite as the device you're holding, the chair you're sitting, the air you're breathing. The gap between our debates and reality is the gap between thinking about water and actually touching it. Perhaps the strangest aspect of this insight is the certainty that exists even within mystery. Some questions may forever remain beyond human comprehension, whether due to our cognitive limitations or just the vastness of reality. Yet even for these deepest mysteries, definitive answers exist. Consider the questions we haven't even thought to ask yet, or those we lack the conceptual framework to properly formulate. They too have definite answers waiting in reality's fabric. This creates a fascinating paradox. We can absolutely be certain that definitive answers exist, while simultaneously acknowledging we may never access them. When we truly absorb this insight, that there is an answer to all this, something shifts in how we relate to existence. It's not just an intellectual understanding, but a felt recognition that changes how we move through the world. First, it awakens a sense of wonder that's different from mere curiosity. It's not just wondering what the answers might be, but a profound appreciation that definitive answers exist at all. There's something thrilling about knowing reality has a definite shape, even if we can only glimpse parts of it. Second, it transforms how we approach disagreements. When we recognize that beneath our debates lies something that definitely is the case, we can hold our positions more lightly while pursuing the truth more seriously. We become less attached to being right and more committed to discovering what's real. And perhaps most importantly, it places us in a proper relationship with reality, neither claiming to know everything nor dismissing the possibility of knowing anything. Instead, we can stand in a position of humble recognition that something definitely is, whether we've fully grasped it or not. Sometimes the simplest insights are the most profound. This was something that came to me when I was a kid. It was not thought through, it was not intellectual, it was a childlike intuition of a brute fact that still stays with me to this day. So if you made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you, first of all. I'd also like to guide you through a sort of contemplation meditation. If you've never done this kind of thing before, it's pretty simple. We're just going to sit still in the knowing that there is an answer. That despite all of our thinkings of what the answer could be, there is one. There's a definitive answer of whether there's life after death. There's a definitive answer of why we're here. There's a definitive answer of how you, despite the infinite odds of you not existing, exist right now. Again, we're not reflecting on what that answer could be, but we're reflecting on the fact that there is an answer. Just let that settle. Let that understanding sit with you.